Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi rasulillahi ajmain. Amma ba'du. First of all, let's thanks to Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala who has given us health, blessings and salvation until we can meet in this place together. Salawat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam by saying Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad, who has brought us from the darkness to the brightness in this world. And then I would like to say thank you to all the examiners for the opportunity that given to me, the Honorable Mr. Bukhari MPD as the first examiner, the Honorable Mem Rizky Amelia MPD as the second examiner, and Mr. Nuardi MED as the third examiner, and Mr. Dodi Setiawan MPD as the fourth examiner. Thank you for giving me the time to present my thesis defense today. My name is Anissa Fadila Suci. I am the student of English Education Department 2015, and I would like to deliver my research under the title The Correlation Between EFL Students' Belief About Language Learning and Their Speaking Skill at Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai, Pekanbaru. And then, the first one is about the theory of my research. According to Neda Fatehi, beliefs are attitudes, opinion, and viewpoint which attend in every discipline of human behavior to say that something is true, right, and vice versa. It means that beliefs also considered as a perception and opinion about something that is exists or true, and then the core of who we are, what we are gonna do, and the success that we acquire in the future. And then the research problem. There are some phenomena based on the researcher preliminary study. The first one is some of the students were lack of English vocabulary in the speaking and learning process. And then the second, some of the students are less motivated in speaking English. And then the third, some of the students were afraid of making error while speaking. And then the fourth, some of the students are not able to participate in the conversation comfortably. And then the fifth, some of the students not able to overcome laziness in learning and speaking process. The formulation of the problems. The first one is how is the EFL students' belief about language learning in the 10th grade of Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad. And then the second, how is the student's speaking skill at the 10th grade of Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai, Pekanbaru. And then the last, is there any significant correlation between EFL students' belief about language learning and their speaking skill at Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai? Then next is the operational concepts. There are two variables. The first one is variable X and variable Y. Variable X is EFL student belief about language learning, and the variable Y is about student speaking skills. Variable X, there are 5 indicators based on Horwitz 1988 about belief about language learning inventory, or BALI. The first indicator is the difficulties in language learning, and then the second, students' foreign language aptitude. The third, the nature of language learning. The fourth, learning and communication strategies, and then the last is motivation and expectation. And the next is variable Y, is from David P. Harris in 1996. And they are also have 5 indicators of the speaking. The first one is grammar, and then the second is vocabulary knowledge, the third is fluency, and then the fourth is comprehension, and then the last is pronunciation. About the research method, the researcher used two-way correlational method where the variable x affect the variable y and vice versa. And it also have a quantitative method. And then the researchers conducted the research at October 2019, and then the location is in Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai Pekanbaru, of course, and then the subject is the 10th grade of Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai Pekanbaru, and then the object is the students' belief about language learning and their speaking skill. The populations in this research are the four classes of the 10th grade students, consists of 2 science classes and 2 social classes, with the total amount of students 80 students. And for the samples, the researcher used total sampling technique to take the samples, because according to Arikunto, if the population is less than 100%, it might take all the population as the samples. So because of that statement, the researcher decided to take all the 10th grade students as the sample. Technique of collecting the data. The researcher used 2 techniques. The first one is by giving questionnaire, and then the second by giving speaking tests to the students. In technique of data analysis, the researcher used questionnaire from Horwitz with the title Beliefs as a Language Learning Inventory, or BALI, and use the mean score to acquire the total score, and then using speaking tests also, and by using mean score, and then correlation between a variable x and variable y. The researcher used Pearson product moment correlation. And then the research finding, the mean score of the students' belief about language learning at the 10th grade of Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai Pekanbaru is 70.35, and it is categorized as the enough level. And then the second point is the mean score of student speaking skill at the 10th grade of Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai Pekanbaru is 59.00, and it's categorized into low level. And then the third point is there is a significant correlation between variable x and variable y at Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai Pekanbaru at the strong level of 0.835, and it also categorized into strong level. And then the last is 69.7% of the student speaking skill is influenced by their EFL students' belief about language learning, and the other 30.3% is influenced by the other unknown factors. And then it can be concluded that there is a significant correlation between EFL students' beliefs about language learning and their speaking skill at Islamic Senior High School Al-Ittihad Rumbai Pekanbaru. Okay, I think that's all from my presentation. I'm sorry for my mistakes. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.